Good evening, everyone. Jason here for AxodysFC. Sunday evening, day after the Burnley victory. I'm still savoring it, as I'm sure most Spurs fans are. We're heading into the international break. Got to find ways to entertain ourselves for the next couple weeks with no new soccer really to speak of. The one piece of transfer news, even though the window's closed, apparently Davinson Sanchez might get his move to Galatasaray today, or it's in the works. Their window doesn't close for another few days at least, and so anyway, that's the question. Is he going to agree to terms and actually go? Potentially. So don't know why this couldn't have happened before the window actually closed, our window, so that we could add a replacement in. Very frustrating to see things like that. And we still don't know what our final, list for the Premier League will be and who's going to be left off. Presumably, Eric Dyer is, what's going to happen there? He hasn't been a part of any match day squad so far. He's still around, still picking up his paycheck, still practicing presumably, but not clear what we're going to do. For instance, Ashley Phillips was on the bench, in the Burnley game, and is it possible that we would just go with him? And there's also Dorrington. This is another good center back candidate from the academy, essentially. If they're able to do the job in that backup role, and we can gamble on getting by, then I can see Eric Dyer never being part of the match day squads. But at the same time, I'd kind of be shocked that, I don't know. Anyway, Sanchez was clearly ahead of him, so it's weird to be potentially selling him at this point. We'll see what comes of it. The main thing to talk about is just where we sit at the table right now. We're in second place, behind City, of course, who've won all four of their first matches. We're ahead of, Arsenal, Liverpool, and West Ham. We're all right at that 10 points mark. West Ham, I feel like, they made some good improvements to their squad. They're coming off that Conference League championship. They're a dangerous team, really. And the main thing, though, I feel like they will hopefully put some pressure on these teams that are in Europe, like all the other teams that have 10 points, is that their squad depth hasn't had to deal with performing in Europe and competing for these top spots. So hopefully that will be to our advantage as the season progresses, even though our depth is not great. Interesting notes, teams that are sort of struggling compared to how I would have thought. Villa right now, pretty mid-table, and they haven't even started their Europe things yet. And of course Chelsea, who have spent all that money and clearly are figuring some things out. The big thing with Chelsea, they just lost to Forest 1-0 yesterday, which pretty poor start for them and Pochettino. If they don't get things sorted out by the end of, in late September, early October, they're in a world of hurt, because they've got a murderer's run from the end of October through the beginning of December, through like the top teams in the league, and that will, including us, we play them during that period as well. I feel like we should have a good ease back into competition with that Sheffield United game when we get back. And then it's right into the North London derby the following week. Looking forward to that, both of them really, but obviously that's exciting to see how we match up with Arsenal. I think Arsenal, for not playing well, they're still, very good. And they, injuries are an issue on their back line, of course. So we'll see how things shape up at that point. I feel optimistic, certainly. And the thing with them is Arteta's tinkering and they're getting things figured out, and yet they're still right up there in that 10 points in the first 4 games. So they're right where they need to be. And that should be a good game, but it will be a challenge, and I definitely, I could see it going any which way at this point. So on that note, really, that's about it at this point. I think, the only thing that I go back to is revisiting the game briefly. The assists we got in that game. One from Udagi, one from Pedro Porro, which was amazing, actually, in retrospect. That pass set Sonny up, essentially went around 4 defenders to hit Sonny in stride. Phenomenal play. And I kind of didn't, it escaped my notice at the time, just how good that pass was to set Son up. So anyway, and then of course Manor Solomon with 2 assists in the second half when he had kind of missed some looks in the opening half. And I think Sonny was kind of on his case, in fact, because of it. But real credit to him for the way he came out second half. Really did the job that he needed to. And I'm looking forward to seeing him get more minutes like that as well. So now, time to figure out what I'm going to do for content over the next week and a half, I guess. But fun problem to have. And thank you, as usual, for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these. And I will see you again soon. And remember, to dare is to do.